Alright, we've got this Manticore by my mind label here, and I'm in the Beach Low Conductor. Sensitivity is 21. This video here is for people. Now this applies to some other detectors, okay? It would apply to Deus too. It would apply to the Equinox series detectors. Now the 800 and the 600 have a different ID scale than the 7 and 900, meaning fall will generally read lower. A lot of your fall on those 600 and 800 units will read 1 and 2. A bigger fall could read higher, okay? We've got 2 gold rings here. Now that one there's small, that's a 10 carat, and that's a 14 carat honker there. You see what the small ring reads? You see what that bigger ring reads. Now, ideally speaking, looking at that meter right there, a solo sitting gold ring. Now, you could have some other rings out there, some junkers and platinum. I don't know what they'll read, okay? But it's probably a safe bet. A solo sitting gold ring, reading 17 there shallower in wet salt sand, would it ever read below, say, 12 or 13? I doubt it. Okay? Now there's people knows about this, but there's people that don't beach hunt that much, and maybe they're young, they're getting into it, or maybe they're old and they're getting into it, okay? I've not even saltwater beach hunted, but I'm going to show you some here in this video that might help you. You see that fall right there? Now that's all that's there underneath that first 2x4 there, okay? You see what that machine's reading? Now, if I swept a 600 or 800 Equinox over that right there, there's a high chance it would probably read a 1. But this machine here has a different ID scale. It's reading 2 and 3. Okay? So I'm going to hold this camera here. Now you remember what this ring read here. So remember what I said about what gold rings solo sitting might read. Now remember, people hunting on the beaches, you know, they may not be digging 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and even 9 and 10 signals with this machine, because they may be thinking, well, it wouldn't be a gold ring. Well, that could be true, okay? It could be false too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this gold ring under here. Now that gold ring that read 17 on that machine, you've seen it, is under there, okay? So I wonder if we got them. Now I'm going to sweep over this right now. Now there's no notch in this machine, and I don't believe the default setting in Beach Low Conductors has any notch, okay? I'm going to go ahead and go up here. The recovery speed is at 4. You see what I got for an ID there? So you could be out on a beach or sweeping, you could come into some bigger fall. Smaller pieces of aluminum that might read what you see in this meter right here. Okay? So if you went into this machine, okay, and I'm going to do that right now. Well, basically, I'm going to notch up to 6. I've got 6 notched out. So I still get that target, okay? Now I've got 9 notched out. Okay. There's 10 notched out. You see it there? I might have told you wrong. I might not have had 9 notched out. We're going to look at 10. You see what happened? See what happened? Gone. But we know good and well that gold ring is down there, don't we? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to hold this camera. Now, you remember what that ring read? It read about 17, and this one read 41. Okay, so I'm going to switch. All I'm going to do is I'm going to trade out the gold rings. Okay. That's all I did. Traded out the old gold ring. Now we got the old honker that reached 41. Now I'm still running the notch of 10. See what happened? Look at there. So I'm seeing that ring under that fall with this machine. Okay. So now let me turn this camera off because there's something else I want to show folks here. Okay. Now we're down to this 4x4 block here. Now remember, gold rings on beaches, you know, they could be there and different skill sets, knowledge levels, using different equipment, you know. They may have swept over it and never dug it. They could be running notch. Who knows? You see that foil in there. Now there's nothing under that board there. And I've got all the notch out of this beach low conductors, okay? I'll let you see what the foil reads. You see that? Down there close. See that down there close? 2 and 3, okay? So now you're even on a beach and you're not running notch, which means you're going to hear foil, okay? Targets giving IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, depending, okay? So now we're going to take this smallest gold ring that read 17. We're going to put it just like so, okay? Now, it's there, the gold ring is down there. Now, I'm going to sweep close to this foil here with no notch. Watch what happens. You see that? I'm down there pretty close to that foil. I'm about a ½ inch over that foil. Now, watch what happens when I raise the coil to about 2 inches. See that? See that ID come up? Now, remember, if I was running, say, a 4 notch, and I can put it in this machine, okay, I'm going in here right now. That's 5. I got a 5 notch in this machine, okay? Now, with 5 notch in this machine, even if there's just foil there and no ring sweeping down close, I get nothing. Okay? If I put the ring under there, which it's under there actually, and I sweep down close to the foil, I get nothing. If I raise the coil, see what happens? The ID comes up. So what I'm saying is, and this is for the beginners, you know, you're getting these machines and you're going to the beach, and what you're going to find is you'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to hear all that foil. Well, you don't have to hear it. But there's a disadvantage to you not hearing it, because if you hear a signal, like using this machine, or using an Equinox 900 or 700, or seeing a 1 even on the 6 and 800 Equinox, if you see that on a beach, well, you might even see the fall. Imagine that. You could see the fall laying on top of the sand. And you're like, wait. And you're down there sweeping low and slow to the sand, and you're like, well, I'm not even going to pick that up. Or maybe you pick it up and put it in your fines pouch, you know, for litter control, and you just keep walking like, well, all that was a piece of fall. If you would have raised your call up on it, your ID might have came up some, okay? When you swept. Yeah, you sweep a lower reading signal on the salt beach with this machine right here, and you raise the call up a couple inches, and the ID starts going up a few points, you might want to dig. Now remember, some people might even take their pin pointer. They may get a 3 in the meter on this machine. And they take their pin pointer down there and they find the fall and said, well, okay, I got that out. They scratched the surface and got the fall. They didn't even re-sweep. The ring is out of pin pointer range. So they put the fall in their bag or whatever they got with them, and they just keep hauling rear down the beach, sweeping away. And lo and behold, here comes somebody behind them, and they just dug the masker. Even that person now running notch can come down and hit that ring on there that's reading 17. So yeah, you can run knots on the Manticore. You can run 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. You can probably run a 10 knots, and you probably wouldn't miss many solo setting go rings. But the problem is, some of the ones that are masked, you might not hear a thing on. And it is possible you could raise the call over a 9 reading signal. Okay? You could raise the call and the ID may not move and the gold ring is on there. But now, if it's a big ring like that right there, the odds of that happening are a lot lower, okay? A lot lower for it. The odds are a lot higher it would go up in ID, okay? Because the conductivity of the target here, that fall and that gold ring down there are fighting one another with this detector call. So some people, they go to salt beaches for vacations. They buy a machine, and they go out there, and they don't do it a whole lot. Now, this could apply to the dry sand, too. Now, you might use a different mode on this machine, okay? I'm not going to show this in the video. But anyway, I just thought I would share this. I hope you enjoyed.